I welcome you once again to this platform, a platform where we train you as an entrepreneur, making different headways. Our slogan still remain: art making, beauty at its peak. Sure you enjoyed the 2 previous sessions. Now if you are yet to listen to the first and second session, please endeavor to listen to them first for proper understanding and continuity's sake. Points highlighted there are very germane for all entrepreneurs. Now in this session, I will start with the revision on all we discussed in the second session, after which I will proceed to the theoretical aspect of the making of fascinators, hats, and other headwears. Now I start with the revision. Now in the second session, I told you that one of the major causes of business failure is unbalanced experience. I told you that the purpose of market research is to have sufficient information about customers and direct the business energies towards customers' satisfaction. I also told you that nearly all successful entrepreneurs behave alike. They take calculated risk. I told you that the causes of failure of a business are poor managerial experience, lack of product development, lack of information about the customer. I also told you that good human relations skill is one of the success factors in entrepreneurship. I also mentioned that high mental ability refers to the capacity to think and develop strategies that will lead to success in a competitive environment. High mental ability refers to the capacity to think and develop strategies that will lead to success in a competitive environment. I said an aspect of management competence deliberately chosen to stand on its own as a critical success factor is the human relations skills. That is where I said if you don't have that skill of relating with people, you may be working hard, you may have so many other skills, but to relate with staffs, with your other co-competitors, with government, with customers, may make you to fail in a business venture. If you have good human relations skill, it will help your business to blossom. Now, I said part of the skill of an entrepreneur is the ability to see a good opportunity when others do not see it. I also told you that poor managerial experience could result to the failure of business established by an entrepreneur when the business lacks the right managerial skill to manage people in the enterprise. I told you that technical competence refers to the ability of the entrepreneur to understand the business and also possess the relevant knowledge and skill. I said technical competence refers to the ability of the entrepreneur to understand the business and also possess the relevant knowledge and skill. Do you know that it is important for an entrepreneur to get along with business associates for him to make a good business? And that is where we are talking about good human relations skill. If an entrepreneur possesses a good human relations skill, it is important for the entrepreneur, for him to possess that, for the entrepreneur to have a good relationship with his business associates. Now, I said in an organization, the planning function comes after the organizing function. Then I said that motivating and managing people rightly results to increase in productivity. If you motivate your staff members and you manage them rightly, they will be willing to give in their best in order for the company to survive. I said, to avoid business failure, you need to carry out market research, regular research as to what a customer wants, what other things you can do to make them happy, what their heart desires. You carry out regular market research. I said it is important for any business to study its line of business in order to know its unique features. If you don't study critically the line of a particular business and understand the unique features of that business, you may likely fail. Then I said, a successful entrepreneur is one that will continue to develop new products that will appeal to customers. Now, causes of failure of a business are some of these items I mentioned in that particular circumstance. She said poor managerial experience is one of the causes of failure of a business. I said lack of product development. I said lack of information about the customers. These are some of the causes of failure of a business. And I said in controlling function, there must be laid out plans against which performance will be measured. You can remember? I said at the beginning, something like a budget estimate. A target that you set, that you will need to measure your actual performance at the end of the period. So you can know, maybe you meet up with your target or you are not able to meet up with it. Where do you check? Which department should be checked? What is the cause of the low turnout? So in controlling function, there must be laid out plans against which performance will be measured. I said possession of good human relations skills ensure that the entrepreneur gets along well with suppliers, government, and employee. Now I have come to the end of the revision of the second session. Now I move to the topic for the third session: art making. Art making as a vocation. Art making as a vocation encompasses the making of different head coverings such as hats, fascinators. Art making is the design, manufacture, and sales of art and headwear. What am I saying here? You design something you want to make. Maybe the design you are making, you are the primary generator of that, innovator of that design, or you have seen it somewhere before, or you have the design, and then you manufacture it, you produce it, and it does not just stop there. You still have to fashion out how you will sell it. So the definition of art making is the design, manufacture, and sales of art and other headwears. Now I said a person who ventures into art making is called a milliner. Milliner. I said the spelling of milliner is M-I-L-L-I-N-E-R. Milliner or arter. Art is a decorative covering on women consisting of flowers, feathers, and so on, and carefully placed on the head to complement a dress mode. Can you say that? Is a decorative covering on women consisting of flowers, feathers, and every other decorations you can think of, and carefully placed on the head to complement a dress mode. So the hat is meant to complement a dress mode, which means if you have an English outfit, you use that outfit, you use the hat on something like that, and wherever you are going, if you are going to a church, you are going for a particular gathering whereby you feel it's okay for you to put a hat, most especially it's usually church settings, then it complements whatever you are using. You can't put on a native attire and put a hat on it. So a hat complements a dress mode. Then we have different types of hats. We have the straw hats. The straw hat could be a locally produced hat, like the one we see all around. There are some that are made from all this grass, something used by those cattle rearers and things like that. They are straw, but they are local straw. There are some other local straw that are produced here, and yet they are very cheap. They are local. They are not imported. We have the foreign straw hats too. Then we have cinnamon hats. Another type of hat made from another type of material is the cinnamon hat. We'll be talking extensively on cinnamon hat. We have the one we call paper or fishnet hat. We have hats made from mat material. Not the usual mat you sleep on, but we call that material mat material. It comes in yards. We have hats made from princess materials. And the hats that we have, the materials we use for hats are not limited to what we listed, but the ones that are meant for this class, for this platform, are the ones we have listed. We have straw, we have cinnamon, we have fishnet, we have mat, and so on. Now, firstly, I want to focus on cinnamon hats. Cinnamon is one of the most popular art making foundation in the world. It is woven from the processed stalks of abaca tree. Abaca tree is a banana palm native to the Philippines. Now, abaca fiber is 3 times stronger than cotton or silk, and a fabric made from 100% abaca can last for over 100 years. You can see that. You can see that a fabric made from 100% abaca can last for over 100 years. Now I want to talk about fascinator. Fascinator is a woman's light decorative headpiece consisting of feathers, flowers, beads, etc. attached to a comb or hair clip. And there are different types of fascinators too. We have crinoline fascinators made from crinoline materials. We have cinnamon fascinators made from cinnamon material. We have laced fascinators made from lace materials, and so on and so forth. They are not limited to this. We have different materials we use for fascinators. Now, I want to talk about the instruments, some instruments and some materials we use in this kind of vocation. Firstly, I will talk about molds. One of the instruments is, and the main instrument for making art is molds. And in making of art, we have 2 types of molds. We have the crown and we have the brim. All these instruments, you'll be seeing them as we use them in our practical sessions. We have the crown and we have the brim. The upper part is the one that is called the crown, and the lower wider part is the brim. We have the cutter The cutter is used to cut wires, to cut art wires. We have brush, we have bowls, we have thumb pins, we have scissors, and we also make use of needles. These are the instruments we use, and they are not limited to this. Now, some of the materials we use too. One, we have the siname. They are materials we use for art making, for making of our art. We have the stiffeners. It's in liquid form. We have nylon. It comes in a powdery form. We have art wires. We have thread. We have ribbon or bias. We have inner bindings. All these you will see in the practical class. We make use of spray too. We can use stones, feathers, and other decorations. Now, for the fascinator, we make use of molds. The mold for fascinator is different from the mold for hat. The mold for hat comprises of the crown and the brim. But for fascinator, we have only one. We have the fascinator mold. We use tape rule too, we use cutter, we use brush. Virtually everything that is used for a hat, in making a hat, is used for fascinator. They are the instruments. You have the cutter, you have the bowl, you have pin, you have scissors, you have needle. And then for fascinator too, you use siname. That is the main material, the foundation. You use the stiffener, nylon wire thread, ribbon or bias. You use Alice band. It is the Alice band, most importantly, that we fasten the fascinator to, and then use it, fasten it to the head. The fascinator is attached to an Alice band, and then it is fastened to the head. If you don't want to use an Alice band, you can use a comb or a pin. We use branches, we have feathers, we use veil nets as part of the materials. Now, the fascinator, crinoline fascinators, we'll be taking some designs, and they're not limited to that. These designs, you can combine them, you can use them single-handedly, you can make even different designs, but the most important is to tell you how you create your fascinator using the crinoline material. So in our practical classes, we'll be making salsa design, we'll be making fan design, we'll be making rose design, we'll be making ribbon design. Then for the lace fascinators, we will tell you how to make lace fascinator or net fascinator, and then how to combine your net fascinator together with a cap, something like a crown or probably a bishop cap. That's also we're going to take the practical class. Then I will take you on siname fascinator. Siname fascinator, how to make a siname fascinator, how to make a proper hat too, is going to be a practical class on the platform. Now, I will be taking you on how to make hand fan with different material, lace material, how to make hand fan using your ashoke material, how to make hand fan, embroider hand fan using trimmings and feathers and every other kind of decoration you can use on your hand fan. Then I will be taking you through the main art, which is siname material art production. That will be a separate session on its own. Then let me introduce you to the straw hat. We have different types of straw materials. We have seagrass straw, we have Milan straw, we have Shantung straw. Shantung straw. We have raffia straw. We have toyo straw. And last but not the least, we have Toquila straw. Now, a straw hat is a brimmed hat that is woven out of straw-like materials from different plants or synthetics. The hat is designed to protect the head from the sun and against its stroke. They are also used in fashion or a decorative element or a uniform, which means straw hat is used generally for two things: for protection against heat stroke, like the one that is made locally by cattle rearers, like oxen rearers by the by Mexicans, and things like that, to protect their hair from heat strokes. Then people wearing uniform like schools also make use of straw for their hats. You can use it for decoration, for church hats, and for different kind of fashions, to complement your beach wear and things like that. Now I will pause on what we have on I will pause here on what we have on the theoretical aspect of art and fascinator making. Now I want to take revision questions on that. So the revision, I said a fascinator is a woman's light decorative headpiece. Take note of that light. Consists of feathers, flowers, beads, and so on, attached to a comb or hair clip. Then I said art making is the design, manufacture, and sales of art and headwears. Said a person who ventures into art making and sales is called a milliner. And as a matter of fact, the vocation is called millinery. Now, art making can also be called millinery. So, I said we have the following different types of arts. I mentioned straw hat, I mentioned paper/fishnet hat, I mentioned cinnamon hat, and it's not just limited to that, to these very few ones I mentioned. Now, I said straw material are of two types. We have the foreign straw material and the local one. They said cinnamon is one of the most popular art making foundation in the world. Then I said cinnamon is made from processed stalks of abaca tree, a banana palm native to the Philippines. Then I go to explain to you that abaca fiber is 3 times stronger than cotton and silk. I told you the different types of fascinators we have. That is the laced/net fascinator, we have the crinoline fascinator, we have the cinnamon fascinator. I told you that in art making, molds are of 2 types, the crown and the brim. And I said cutter, we have a cutter. Of course, this you should take note of. I've not really explained it in the lecture, but please take note of it. Cutter is used in cutting wires in both art and fascinator making. I said dylon. Dylon comes in form of a powdery form. I said dylon will be mixed to give desired color to a cinnamon material. In other words, any color you want to make your cinnamon hat, you use a dylon, a mixture, to give it the desired color. Bows are needed in bows. A bow is needed in the dyeing and molding process of cinnamon. When you want to dye You have your hot water and your nylon mixed together. You need a bowl to house the mixture. Then in the molding, you need to wet your cinnamon. You will see all this in the practical class. You need to wet your cinnamon to soften that material for proper molding. Then I went there to say that what will be used to hold this material to the mold temporarily is your thumb pin. Thumb pins. There are different types of simple crinoline fascinator designs. We have the fan design, we have the saucer design, we have the ribbon design. Alice band is used to fasten a fascinator to the head. Alice band is used to fasten a fascinator to the head. Bias or paper tape can be used to secure the edges of a folded wire for fascinator making. If you are making fascinator and you have already cut the wire, you will need to put the two edges together. And in order for that edge not to injure whosoever is putting it on, you need to secure that edge by using a paper tape or any other material that can bind the two edges together and will not allow it to injure the head of the wearer. I said the thickness of a hat depends. Okay, take note of this. It will be explained better in the practical class. Or please take note of these points. The thickness of a hat depends on the number of layers of cinnamon used. The number of layers. If you use 2 layers, if you use 3 or 4, you can't compare the thickness of someone that used 4 layers in molding to the person that used 2 layers. Then I said, in lace stroke net fascinator, after picking the material systematically, the curved shape you will derive will depend on how tightened you hold the material. Hand fan skeleton is one of the foundation, the important thing. Hand fan skeleton, hand fan stick, whatever name you call it, hand fan stick, hand fan skeleton is one of the most important thing you use in making your hand fan. Then trimmings is used in making hand fan and can also be used. You can get it in fashion designers shop. Trimmings are used by fashion designers, but we use it for the making of hand fan. Bias is used to cover the edges of the hat. I've explained that art of fascinator. I said it is important to secure the edge of the cut wire to prevent injury to the head. Then one of the revision is that a fabric made from 100% alpaca can last for over 100 years. If it is made purely from alpaca tree, it can last for over 100 years. Now, feathers, flowers, and beads are examples of materials that we use for fascinators. We also make use of scissors. Scissors is used in cutting of hats and fascinator cinnamon. We use scissors to cut even the net. We use scissors to cut crinoline. So scissors is a general instrument for the making of all materials under fascinator making, art making, things like that. Then adhesive is also a common item used in all art making works. Adhesive, that is the gum, is very, very important. Then I told you about the different types of straw materials we have. I said we have the seagrass straw, we have the Milan straw, Shantung straw, we have raffia straw, Toyo straw, and Taquila straw. I told you that a straw art is used as a protective wear and for fashion. And if it is for fashion, it is for decoration, for uniform, for what have you. So straw art is used for both protective measure and for fashion. Now I will want to stop on the theoretical aspect of art making, fascinator making proper. Remember to like, to share, to comment on this platform. Remember to like, share, comment, and to also get notification from us. I will be dropping practical videos on the different types of practicals that we'll be doing. We will start with the crinoline fascinator, and then we proceed to other types of fascinators. Then we go ahead to make main hats. By the time you are very familiar, I promise that the practical classes will be very, very good. You will enjoy the practical class, and you yourself will be able to produce fascinators and hats on your own. Watch out for the next session, which is the practical class. Thank you. My name is still Mrs. Akinpelu for Fascinator, Turbanator, Art, and Fun, and all bridal headwears. Thank you.